What's going on, everybody? What's up? Welcome back to FACCI'S Cinema. Welcome back to the end of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Interactive Watch Along series that I've been doing on the channel that I started way back when. Finally made it to the ranking episode, just like I did for Friday the 13th. This has been a fun series. Had some amazing guests on for this watch along series. Have some amazing people coming, hanging out tonight. I got two people with me right now. Might have some other people jumping on. But right now I have my amazing co-host of Watch Until You Drop, Brett from Good Real Hunting. What a surprise. Knew he'd be here because he's the man. What's up, Brett?
Not much, man. Just life is good. The Good Real Hunting team, we released our debut podcast today of Real Talk. And so definitely check that out. We invited that horror couple on for that. But that was then earlier today. So more Real Talk in the future. I'm sure we'll get this sexy SOB right over here on an episode. But it's not about me. It's about Texas Chainsaw Massacre and your interactive watch along series. And I'm happy to be here.
Thanks, buddy. And we also have the fantastic Ken from Sledgehammer Horror back again. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, guys? Hey, congrats, Brett. That's awesome. Congrats on the inaugural episode. And that horror couple are my fucking homies. So I'm super, super happy for you, man. That's really, really cool.
Thanks, man. And just a little spoiler, I have been talking to this guy down here for bringing him on an episode very, very soon.
Sorry to offend you with my painted nails there, Matt.
Shut up.
Better Van Williams.
You know I love you, buddy.
Yeah, shouldn't have said that. Didn't always got to offend somebody. I don't do it too often, but it happens.
Dude,
it's not a big deal.
We
don't care about that over here.
That's the worst thing that happens today. We had a damn good day.
We love everybody over here on the channel.
Yeah.
But this has been a fun ride, just like Friday the 13th. But sadly, has to come to a close. But first, we got to rank this franchise, which I'm not the biggest fan of. Ken's not the biggest fan of. And Brett's not the biggest fan of either. There's some good ones. There's some bad ones. There's some shitty ones. This franchise is not the greatest. Is this a franchise you go back to a lot, Brett?
Me, I only go into this franchise if I'm really craving on watching something. Mainly the original and the two remakes are the ones that I revisited the most. But other than that, though, everything else is just pick your poison, except for maybe 3 movies. Well, really, honestly, 4 movies. I just I'm never gonna watch these ever again unless if I have to do something for the channel or for one of my Patreons and YouTube members. Then I will watch it and a future watch along series too. But in the very far future, I'm not rushing into this franchise at all. But other than that, though, it's just pick your poison in this franchise. It really is.
I feel the same way. What about you, Ken? Is this a franchise you want to dive into often?
No. Maybe my top 4 movies I can run with. I think they have their redeeming qualities. There's one movie in this franchise that obviously is a masterpiece, and the rest are just movies. But I get enjoyment out of some of them. I get, not much enjoyment out of others, and then there's some that I just think are a waste of film reel. But
yeah, unfortunately, and everybody, obviously, their rankings are their opinions. My ranking that I present has nothing to do with my opinions, obviously. That's just what the interactive watch along series came up with. So that has nothing to do with my opinion. That's just the points that were awarded for each kill, each beautiful ass shot that we may or may have not gotten, each piece of delicious roadkill that we may have seen, each deranged family member that we may have seen. So don't take it out on me if your favorite movie's at the bottom of the list, because there's a good possibility it may be, because the top of the list is filled with some of the shitty ones in this franchise. So please don't take it out on me. But let's say hello to who's here before we dive into these rankings. We got Lamantra, Antonis, what's up? We got Bubba Ho, Boogman, what's up? Sean Sheridan says this franchise is better than I think people give it credit for. Next Generation is a poo fest, pure and simple. 3D and Leatherface 2017 are garbage, but the rest are pretty great. Ryan, what's up? Blu-ray Addict. Ashton, what's up? Nicholas, how's it going? He says, hey, first time here. I'm a fan of Ken and Ashley. Well, thank you for stopping over. Appreciate that.
That's awesome. Make sure you subscribe.
And subscribe to Brett if you're not subscribed to him as well for a good reel. We would appreciate that.
Yeah.
Gene, what's up? Brother Fluff, how's it going? What is going on, everybody? Welcome. Appreciate you guys stopping in. Paul Draws, what's going on? He says, I didn't know King Koopa was in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. He looks way different. Yes, he was. Super Mario Brothers movie. Love that movie. Used to watch that a shit ton as a kid. Not going to lie. J Card Sarge, what's up? Jordan, how you doing, buddy? How are you doing? All right, 9 movies in this franchise. Soon to be getting a 10th one, probably. One of these days. I'm one of these years, I'm assuming.
Well, it has been announced. It's going to be Leatherface inside of a gated community.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Interesting.
let's hope.
Interesting.
It can't get any worse.
No. Guess not. We'll see.
Maybe.
We'll see. All right, we're going to start with number 9, and we will start with you, Brett. What is your number 9?
I really don't want to go first.
Okay, because
I love Ken so much. I just don't want to break his heart for the second straight time in these live rankings again. Because it was Friday the 13th. I said Jason Goes to Hell was my last movie. And again, I hope I'm wrong, but I just have a good feeling I'm not. My number 9 is Leatherface.
I seen that coming.
Yeah. And
Wait,
I saw
which Leatherface? 1990 or 2017?
2017.
You son of a bitch.
I know. I told you. I'm so sorry. I'm not doing this intentionally.
Think I'm in the minority of people that actually dig that film.
I'm sorry, but this is it. I could only review this movie for 10 minutes. You know why? I only got through 10 minutes and I fell asleep, and I never revisited it again. That's how much this movie absolutely bored me. And from everything I heard about the movie too and how it plays out, I didn't miss anything. So I'm again, Ken, I know you were on that watch party, and I saw that. I was like, damn it, I'm about to do this again. So sorry. My number 9 is Leatherface 2017. And I'm just going to excuse myself. I can't do this anymore.
See, 2 times in a row,
fair.
baby.
You know what I mean? Like like I said, I'm in the minority that dig that film. So it's one of those things that. Oh, Ben, that's awesome. And what's up, Ben? Nice to see you, buddy.
It's cool, man.
We actually just wrote our review for Hellfest. That's funny because actually I just wrote a review for Hellfest. That's so funny.
I love Hellfest.
My number 9 is Leatherface, the 1990 version.
Yeah.
Okay.
To me, there's nothing that like stands out in this movie. Like it's just a slog and it's boring and it's so hard to get through and like nothing is happening the whole damn movie. And yeah, it's my least favorite. I cannot dig that movie whatsoever.
Yes. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay. All right. So, according to the Interactive Watch Alongs, 9th place belongs to Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. It racked up a whopping 80 points. There wasn't that many kills, and nothing really happened. There was no ass shots. Yeah. I did enjoy it. I watched that one with Christian, Planet CHH. So very enjoyable guest, obviously. So that was a good time. I didn't hate it. It's a fucking wild ride. It was all over the place. The movie doesn't make any sense. You got the Illuminati. You got the dude with the freaking cut up chest shit. I don't know what's going on. Doesn't make any sense. But yeah, it's last in this ranking. If you like it, cool. If you don't, I kind of figured you don't because most people don't. So that's what's last.
Like the people in the movie don't.
They don't even like it. So they don't acknowledge they're in it. So that's
you
how
know
bad
it's
it
bad
is.
when like they fought to get it shelved. You know what I mean? Like you know it's bad at that point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You do get boobs, Ben. You are correct. and they're nice. They're nice, but
I was like, whose boobs?
that's about it. The main bad girl's boobs, but that's about it. And the movie's not.
Boobs are boobs.
Matthew
Cool.
McConaughey's great. Best part, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, not good. So, number 9, Next Generation. Brett.
All right. We're at number 8 now, right? So my number
Number
8 is going to be the return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the fourth one. The fourth Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And pretty much a lot of the same things you said, man. This just way out of left field with this one. And I'm like, what who in the boardroom has said, I got an amazing idea for a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. What is your idea? This is what we should do. And then for like 2 hours, see, this guy pitches it, and the guy goes, if you just shut up, I'll do your movie. Like that's just how bad this movie is. But the only deeming quality I would give in this is Renee and Matthew McConaughey's performances, because you could just tell they at least tried in this movie. Other than that, there's no redeeming qualities in this. Leatherface is as absolute worst in this. And so yeah, I got nothing else to say. My mom taught me if I don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. So my number 8 is the return of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Or the Next Generation, whichever way you got the VHS, apparently.
Or the next movie that goes in directly to trash.
Right. I do love the fact that we brought up Varsity Blues, because in that moment is when we get a fucking can. I fucking love it. My number 8 is actually Texas Chainsaw 3D. Story-wise, makes absolutely no sense with timeline issues. Abandoning your friends to join your cuz is kind of an odd choice for this person that's supposed to be in their 20s to make. I don't know. Like, there's just, again, and the big thing for me is whether it's in cinema or at home, I don't like 3D. It's not my thing. I've never been a fan of 3D. And it's even worse when you watch a movie that was filmed for 3D in 2D. And you get all those shitty effects, and it does not hold up at all. Maybe it looked good in 3D when people had seen it, but watching it back now, it's not a fun watch for me. The CGI and the effects in it are just absolute dog shit. So, for me, it's Texas 3D.
Broke my heart. That's okay.
I know. I'm sorry, man. I know you dig that film.
It's all right. It's cool. It's cool. It's high on this list, so it doesn't matter to me. So good. Number 8, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3, Leatherface, 90 points. I don't remember anything about it. I think that's the point of that movie. It's dull. Leatherface is pretty boring. The only thing I remember is it has a really big chainsaw, and Ken Foree is in it, and that's about the only thing I remember. And he should have died, but I think people liked him so much that they brought him back to life somehow. But yeah, it's not a very good movie, and I don't ever want to watch it again. So
no.
Yeah, 8th.
It's funny when a movie is so bad that you just forget everything about it.
I don't remember.
There's nothing redeeming about it, like you said. Like, you get that the big golden chainsaw is dope. Like, I will give you that. Like, that is dope.
That's it.
Yeah, and even Ken Foree, like, you get him, and then you're just like, okay.
He died, and they
like,
brought him back to life for just because. Not good. Not good.
So let's see. We are at number 7, right?
Number 7.
You know what? I'm going to have to make a switcheroo on this, and I'm getting ready to explain why here. And yeah, go ahead and get your pitchforks and your blowtorches or whatever you want to do to crucify me with this next pick here, because 9-8. My number 7 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. The second Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Okay. I don't understand. Like, for me, I love the original so much. And then once, not only did they copy the poster of the Breakfast Club intentionally, which that's one of the few positives I will give for this movie. I thought that was a creative poster choice. But what really gets it for me is just, again, we go from this dark, serious tone from the original. if we kind of flipped it and tried to have more fun with this one. And I don't think fun ever, like, I don't think the definition of fun really should exist in this particular franchise. I feel like it can exist in Friday the 13th, a little bit Halloween, a little bit, but like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, I don't want comedy in this franchise. I want like the brutal, like the nastiness, the kills, the gore, the Leatherface, the family. I want all of that. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and this is where, the Brother Love, you're not going to like what I'm getting ready to say next. I only watched this movie twice, and I've always stopped at this movie halfway both times, just because I just lost interest in it. The only, like, again, the redeeming qualities is the poster and Carolyn Williams. Like, I thought she did a good job. I did like her, but everything else about it wasn't the big fan at all, and that's why I always cut it off halfway. So I'm sorry, guys. Texas Chainsaw The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 is at my number 7.
Stretch.
Yeah, about her.
Ken don't like her.
No, I do not at all. Number 7 for me is The Next Generation. I put it up a little bit in comparison to the others just because it is so batshit insane that at least I'm entertained when I'm watching it. I can have fun with this movie, but the worst part about it is, like, when you have the Illuminati shit at the end and the airplane that comes out and you're just like, what? Like, what the fuck just happened? Like, throughout the rest of it, like, again, it's not a good movie, like, by any stretch, but it's at least makes me laugh at some points because of just how ridiculous it is. So, I absolutely, I don't like the movie, but I get more enjoyment out of it than I do the two that I have below it.
It's wild. It really is. It makes no sense. Well, most of these movies don't make any sense. I think that's the point.
Right.
It's the point. My number, well, it ain't my number 7. This number 7 is The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. Came in with 100 points. It seems like we're going up in increments of 10. 100 points. I don't hate this one as much as Brett. It's fine. It's obviously nothing like the original. They weren't going for that, obviously. I like when he humps with the saw. I don't know, gets me going a little bit, in the pantaloons, a little bit. Chop Top is fine. It's a little obnoxious after a while. It's fine for a little bit, but the gimmick kind of wears thin after a while. Kind of rubs you the wrong way. The cook, he's entertaining enough, but it's fine. I like when he cuts the dude's face off and wears it later on in the movie and puts it on Caroline and Stretch. That's fine. Another movie I don't want to watch. I like the beginning when he's chasing them 2 college dudes down the road and he pops out behind. That's cool. But it's not really, I'm not going to want to sit at home and be like, you know what? I feel like watching Texas Chainsaw Part 2.
Right.
Just not for me either. Like most of this franchise. So came in 7th place. Man, it's a rough franchise.
It really is. Like, damn. So, all right. So my next 2, I still am not a big fan of these, but at least I can have some kind of respect towards them. So my numbers, what's going on, SPC? So my number 6 is going to be Leatherface, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. And the only reason this goes over Part 2 is that I actually saw all of 3 and I can review it more and kind of remember it more. Because if I actually probably watch all the way through 2, this one might go above this one. But the reason for Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, I could kind of it tried to be a good Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, but kind of like Ken, I believe you said it best, it's very forgettable. And I do agree with it. That's why I kind of changed it. Like, yes, it was forgettable, but I at least watched it all the way. I did remember the longer chainsaw, which I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And of course, Ken was in it, and at least he tried. But other than that, really don't remember much from it. So I think it just deserves to be right at number 6 for me.
Which is a
Okay.
fair ranking.
Mhm.
My number 6 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I feel like Adam Sandler and the Waterboy because I did like Caroline Williams, but she was rather rude to me. So I have nothing good to say about her. The movie could have been better if she died at the end, maybe. How about that? Let's go with that.
Okay.
Would have went up a couple points. So yeah, again, I'm not a big fan of how, like what Brett was saying, how they tried to go with the horror comedy in this movie. I don't think it lands as well. I mean, like everybody's batshit crazy in it, which is fine, but it probably would, like I said, up until the Caroline Williams Sledgehammer horror beef, this movie was up a little bit, but since then, I just, like I can't get into it, man. Like just the sight of her pisses me off now. So not trying to be like petty or anything, but I'm just being honest. Like just looking at her fucking infuriates me. So
Again, if you don't have anything nice to say,
I know.
don't say it at all.
I know. So the number 6 for me is going to be Texas Chainsaw 2.
Texas Chainsaw 2. Let me see. Oh, you fucker.
And I do agree with Ken, though, that the comedy of this is just way over the top for me. That's what really just drives me away from the movie.
What the hell's... All right.
It's a really weird decision to go from what part 1 was into what part 2 was. Like in that amount of time, to go from those two, it's just really weird. Like that's a really, really weird choice to go that route.
Total
Like, you would
opposite.
think that part 2 would be later on in the franchise, like once they've started to like
exactly.
like once they've started to go downhill, kind of like how Friday the 13th part 6, like they needed something to come back, so they went with that like meta comedy almost.
Mm-hmm.
But to go from 1 to 2 is just a really, really weird choice.
Mm-hmm.
Makes no sense. Not at all. But speaking of coming back from, this might piss people off, but like I said, it has nothing to do with me. Coming in at 6th, the original, the classic, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 130 points. It didn't have that many kills, and that's what racks up the points in these things. And it didn't have that many, so
no nudity either, I believe.
Nope.
It had the ass shot, so it got the points for that. Obviously, it had a couple deranged family members. Obviously, obviously the performance of Leatherface is top notch.
Oh yeah.
Final girl,
Oh, we're gonna get to her.
Sally, I'm not a fan, but that's fine.
I think she's a better scream queen than Jamie Lee.
Wow. First off, I respect
I
respect the hell out of that because I'm not the biggest Laurie Strode fan either. But I would at least have her a little bit over with Sally.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, I think that Laurie Strode is one of the best final girls of all time. But for her to be called the Scream Queen over Sally Hardesty when she does that fucking whole dinner table thing, not a chance. Not a chance.
Mm-hmm.
She's the Scream Queen to me. Again, if I'm picking who my favorite final girl is, who my favorite character is, it's Jamie Lee. It's Laurie Strode for sure. Mm-hmm. But to call her the Scream Queen when you had that performance 4 years earlier, not a chance.
Yeah, no I could easily agree with that.
I mean, it's a classic. Is it my personal favorite Texas movie? No. But it is a classic. It's a staple in the horror genre for sure.
And I am not surprised you saying that, Matt.
You don't want to know what my favorite is because it's
I can have a pretty good feeling what your favorite is going to be. It's just the one with the most action, blood, and guts as possible.
I'll give my favorite when it gets there. Not that it's a part of this ranking at all, but we'll get there.
Right.
But number 6, according to the watch alongs, the OG 74 classic. Okay. Now, the top 5 of the franchise.
Top 5. My number 5, again, I respect this movie, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. My number 5 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2022 from Netflix. And the only reason it's actually this high, because I really did like the brutality of this movie, of how brutal Leatherface is, and just the gruesome depths in this movie. Other than that, again, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. How they pretty much did a copy and rinse cycle of Sally Harsey, like older Sally, pretty much copying Halloween 2018. To me, that is lazy and non-original at all. And then, of course, like, yeah, she gets her big moment. Oh, what's Leatherface do? Oh, shit, I forgot the Evans on. Literally, he walks away. Like, what? Like, we just disrespected the original with that little scene alone, and how easily she gets thrown around. Yeah, again, can't say anything. If I don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all. If I have nothing nice to say, don't say it at all. So number 5 is the Netflix of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
He did get up and just walk right out the fucking room.
Yeah, like, are you serious? It's like kind of like on the same equivalent. Like if Laurie Strode's like, I've waited so many years, Michael, and now I'm here to get my revenge, and Michael just leaves the room.
I don't know you.
Just the fuck.
No
wonder Fede Alvarez left the project. No wonder he left.
The fridge is over there. There's some beer in there.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Actually, hold on a minute. Wait a minute. Before I want to correct myself. Yeah, I'm glad Fede Alvarez left the project and did a better project known as Alien Romulus. So cannot wait for August.
It looks good.
We can't say better yet because we don't know.
It looks good.
Well, that trailer, that's a good start.
The trailer's dope. Like, I'm super stoked for the trailer, but we got to see it first.
And plus, if you've seen the remote control face huggers that they've been releasing on Rotten Tomatoes, the footage of the remote controls of how they did it, I'm like, yes, we're back at practical effects.
Let's go.
Well, to me, all I want from this Alien movie is Evil Dead 2013 mixed with Don't Breathe. Like, give me that anxiety from Don't Breathe with the blood and gore from Evil Dead 2013 in an Alien film. It might be the best in the franchise if they do
Perfectly said.
Now, my top 5, these movies, I can at least find some type of enjoyment out of every single one of them. I can watch these movies and not be super pissed off. Starting with the beginning. R. Lee Ermey is just so damn good. And I think he did really good in Texas Chainsaw at the beginning. You guys know, this is, I think, the only franchise where the prequels didn't end anything for me. Usually I hate prequels, especially in horror, because you have an idea of who's safe. You have an idea of who's not. It kind of takes the suspense out of it for me. But the performances of this movie alone make it worth watching. So I really dig the beginning, and like I said, number 5, it's right in the middle for me.
Hell yeah,
it's not bad. Brett was around for that watch along.
Yeah, yeah. You'll hear me gush over it here in a minute.
Let's see. Number 5. Speaking of the beginning. Number 5 in the watch along series is The Beginning with 150 points. It's a good time. I don't hate it. Leatherface is brutal. It's a prequel that doesn't bother me. It doesn't. I mean, it doesn't shows you how Leatherface become Leatherface. It's not terrible. Jordana Brewster's. I like her as a final girl. I guess she's a final girl. She doesn't really make it, which is upsetting in the end. It's kind of heartbreaking at the end, but it's fine. He's popped up in the back seat. You got to check the back seat. You always check the back seat.
Zombieland rules.
Zombieland rules. Fucking urban legend.
Urban legend's where my brain goes. If Brad Dourif gives you a warning, you fucking listen.
Nobody listens. Fucking dumbass. But she dead. She gone. R. Lee Ermey's great. I didn't need to see how the dude lost his legs, but it helps. Nice little gore, of course. But it's a good movie. It's enjoyable. It's one that I could rewatch. I wouldn't hate rewatching it. So yeah, that's what came in number 5 in the interactive watch along. And finally getting to the YouTube community, which it was nice to post these because I got a good response from the people voting on these things. And number 5, according to the community page, was Texas Chainsaw 3D. So thank you guys for landing that in the top 5. It warms my beautiful heart that you guys put it number 5. So thank you very much.
Oh man. Well, Matt, I'll do better in the YouTube community with that particular one because my number 4 is Texas Chainsaw 3D for me. I honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know why is that number 4. It's one that it's like the movie within this Texas Chainsaw Massacre where I could legitimately turn my brain off and just have fun with this. I can enjoy the corniness, the cringe. That's like the best thing. It's so cringe at times. Like, Texas, motherfucker. I'm like, you're not even from Texas. Like, what the hell? You can't say that phrase. Or like, do your thing, cuz. It's like stuff like that. It's just, I can just turn my brain off and just enjoy it. Give me a big old thing of popcorn and I'll just make fun of this movie. But I can make fun of it for just like enjoying it like for what it is and just have fun with it. Sometimes you can even have fun just with making fun of how bad a particular movie is. But I give it like a 3 out of 5. So it kind of counts with me. So my number 4 is Texas Chainsaw 3D. And plus another thing, Alexandria Daddario. Beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You ain't wrong.
Very, very pretty. My number 4 is 2022. And again, I may be in the minority. I really love the fact that Leatherface just walks away from Sally. To me, that's the ultimate FU to her. You know, I spent my whole life training for this moment and getting ready for you. And he's like, I don't even know who you are. You know, like that to me is the ultimate insult. I think the gore in this movie is great. The kill with the wrist, I think, is so good. The main complaints I have with this movie, one is the school shooting stuff. I don't think that really was necessary. I thought that was a way to like plug in some current event stuff that didn't need to be plugged into a film like this. And I do love the juxtaposition of the ending of this one compared to the ending of part 1. Like the ending of part 1 is her on the back of the truck getting away. And in this one, you know, she's in the car and you think she's going to get away, you know? So I love that the juxtaposition, that flip of that. But and I really wish that they would have done nothing with the Sally Hardesty thing. Like she had no point in the movie. And it wasn't even Marilyn Byrne. Obviously, you know, she was gone at this point, but that'd be like recasting Sydney or recasting Lori, you know, like I don't like that. Personally, that's not my thing, but I thought the characters were all likable. I thought, like I said, I think the kills are great. I don't get the hate for this movie. I get that, like, again, I don't like the current stuff they did. Like, I just find it unrealistic that Leatherface is going to step on a bus and people are going to be like, you're going to get canceled, bro. Like,
I actually thought that was hilarious. But
and again, it's funny, but I just think it's so out of place in that movie that you're like, what the fuck was that? You know, like, I don't know. Like, to me, again, I get what they were trying to do and just playing into how when something happens, kids will pull their phone out and record it rather than trying to get help or whatever. But I don't see someone saying you're going to get canceled. One, nobody knows who this guy is. Two, he's coming at you with a chainsaw. They're not going to cancel this. You know what I mean? It doesn't even make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense the way that it came out. So, speaking of which, join us on Sledgehammer Horror tomorrow night for our top 10 out of place horror movie scenes. Might talk about this movie on there. So it's just, I don't know. Like, that to me was just very out of place in a movie that overall I thought was fun. You know, like, again, the school shooting stuff was ridiculous, but the brutality of Leatherface in this movie was great.
Right.
Yeah, take out the Sally stuff, and this might go up a couple more notches on my list, actually. It just bummed me out, one, to do the recast. I mean, obviously, if you're going to have her, you have to recast her.
Yeah.
And if anybody's seen Tarot, that lady plays the exact same person in Tarot.
Yeah, and ain't she going to be in the new movie called Watchers too?
I'm very excited for that.
No, I'm excited for the movie. Like, here's the problem with and screw Texas Chainsaw Massacre for this with her like as an actress. Anything I see her in, I immediately think of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I want her character to die. So, but
Well, have you seen Tarot yet?
Yeah, I know. I've seen it, and I actually liked it.
To me, she plays the exact same character in Tarot. It's the exact same thing. So,
oh, bless
I'm not going to spoil it, Matt, because you haven't seen it. But to me, she plays legit the exact same. She's Sally Hardesty in Tarot.
Again.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Number 4 is surprisingly the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake from 2003, the 170 points. I prefer this one to the original, but probably because I kind of grew up with this one, not the original, being younger. I mean, it's a damn good remake, one of the best ones there are, in my opinion. Jessica Biel was fantastic. Andrew Brzezinski.
Close
really,
enough.
I know you're not. If I'm not mistaken, you're not a fan, Brett, of him. If I'm not mistaken,
No.
I think he was fantastic. The kills were great.
He was fantastic in the movie. He's just a bad guy.
That's what I heard.
That's pretty much my opinion. Bad guy, which I normally don't support bad guys, but if I'm going to be honest, he was a good Leatherface.
Right. He's just a bad dude. Like the way that he acted towards a good friend of ours, Haunted Hippie. On a personal level, the things that he tried to do and say, like, I've got no love for that dude at all. Like he's a fucking creep. He's a predator. No love. You know. Again,
it was that instance too that brought him down for me.
Yeah, as a character in this movie, as playing Leatherface, he's fantastic. Yeah, I'm going to give him his flowers. He's great, but as a human being,
douche.
Nothing. Yeah.
So, good movie, good remake. One of my favorites. So I'm pretty happy they landed here. YouTube community poll number 4. Shockingly, well, I guess maybe not. People do love it. Part 2. So TCM Part 2 came in number 4 for the poll. So good for you guys who like it. I'm not one of them.
I respect them. Like, I respect them. You like what you like and you stand by it. But it's just to me, it possibly is one of the most overrated horror movies of all time.
It does have a lot of fans. Just not really one of them.
So,
what are we up to? Number 3.
All right, number 3. This is where I love these 3 movies, and these are the ones that I will revisit the most because I really really like them. And one I really think love as a classic, which we all know where I'm going to go from there. But my number 3 is Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. Like we said earlier, well, oh my gosh, why am I blanking today? R. Lee. Yeah, R. Lee. He's the gem in this movie. Like, everybody thinks these the remake and the prequel are all about Leatherface. I'm here to tell you, it's really not. It's all about the family. And me and Brad have the same opinion on Brad, who's the co-host of Good Real Hunting as well. We have the same opinion. We almost like the family more than we actually do Leatherface because we think they're more intriguing of what makes that family tick. And having someone like R. Lee being the main representation of the family and him just probably the best acting performance in the entire franchise. He nails it, especially in this prequel, because he literally had to put the prequel on his back and carry the movie throughout the entire duration of this. And I thought he did a great job. Jordana Brewster, I thought she did a very good job and looked good while doing it. I always forget that she gets her uncertain fate at the very end, just because you're so used to she'll survive this. I'm like, no, we will not survive this. And all that. Plus, the brutality of Leatherface is still there. It's just kind of how Leatherface gets his first face mask and all that. All that is kind of cool, but it's mainly the family dynamic that really gets me, and to see how it all began. I like this prequel. I think it's a very successful prequel in my opinion. So my number 3 is The Beginning.
Okay.
All right.
My number 3 is the remake. My top 3 I love. These 3, if I'm going to watch a Texas Chainsaw, it's going to be one of these. I hated this movie when it came out. Despised it. Wouldn't watch it. I was a punk rock kid, and I was like, "Oh, they're gonna ruin the original with this remake." I was a cynical little dick. And yeah, I revisited it for our Versus episode a couple years ago, and I was like, "Why did I sleep on this movie? Like, it's so damn good." Like I love when he has the kid's face on and he comes out and he sees like that is like one of the best. Obviously, you have the shot going through the head. That's an amazing shot. But I just love Kip. I think Kipper maybe is his name. When
Kimber. Yep.
Yeah, when Leatherface has his face on, like that scene to me is just like such a fucking awesome scene. And there's just, I don't know, there's so much about this movie that, yeah, it did use a lot of what the original did, but it was a remake in its own right of where it had its own story. It wasn't a shot by shot. They actually took what the bones were of the original. They put their own skin over top of it, put their own organs inside of it. And they made their own movie, and good for them because it was amazing. And I wish I could go back and slap the dog shit out of 17-year-old Ken and tell him, watch this fucking movie, dude. It's good. Like, it's really, really, really good. So, yeah, for me, number 3 is the 2003 remake of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And great analogy saying put your own skin on it. I thought that was very fitting.
Yeah, especially for this franchise. But yeah, it's just I love when a remake does that. It's one of those things where I feel like it doesn't take a whole lot to do Psycho again in color. Like for you to go out and do a remake and make it your own and have your own tone to it while still homaging the original, that's great. When you do stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street did, where you take the exact same shots and you do them in CGI rather than practical, that's where I kind of get shitty.
Yeah.
Like that's where
Is that a little bit of shot of Nightmare on Elm Street right there?
No, I like the remake, honestly.
Okay, good. Because I thought I could just imagine
order.
just like the wall coming out CGI. I thought that's where you were going with that. So.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
No, I hate it too.
Yeah, there's the CGI stuff they did in that is so bad compared to how great the practical effects were in the original. So that's the only big problem I have with the Nightmare remake. I love Jackie Earle Haley. I think he's a better, scarier Freddy than Robert Englund.
My man. So we're not going to disagree on Nightmare on Elm Street ranking in the future.
No, like we all love Robert Englund. We love it. We're not supposed to. He's a child killer. Jackie Earle Haley makes it so you hate him. He does what he's supposed to do. He does the job. Right. And you watch that movie and you're like, oh, I hate this guy. He's so gross and disgusting, and I want him to die. We never felt that way with Freddy. We were rooting for Freddy. You know what I mean? Like, we're like, yes, go Robert, Like, Robert Englund got slimed on Nickelodeon. Like, a child killer got slimed on Nickelodeon. Like, that's the charisma that guy had. So, like, it's hard to say that he's a better child killer than what Jackie Earle Haley was. Jackie Earle Haley is a scarier, darker Freddy. And Robert Englund's the best Freddy Krueger, obviously. He's amazing, and I love him, and I would give my fucking kidney to him if he needed it. But when it comes to being a scary, dark child killer, you got to give it to Jackie Earle Haley, man. Like, every time he's on screen, you're like, I hate this guy. I hate him.
And Robert, welcome to Nickelodeon, a kid-friendly show. What made you famous? Oh, I play some child murderer. And
Right.
Slime him. Yes.
He's all like Doritos commercials, like it's funny, man. Like it's just funny to me the way that it went.
Hot take. I actually don't hate
very, very hot take right there.
That was my hot take. Is I don't hate the Psycho remake. So there you go. Fuck it.
For people to say they hate the Psycho remake, it doesn't make sense to me.
I don't hate it.
It's the exact same thing as the original, just in color with Vince Vaughn. Like, if you want to say it's unnecessary, I'll give you that. Like, there was
Vince
no
Vaughn's in it.
For it. I know, but like,
I love Vince Vaughn
because like, the first 2 movies I ever seen Vince Vaughn in were Psycho and Domestic Disturbance with him and John Travolta. And then I started seeing him in like comedies, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, this guy's actually funny. He scared me as a kid. He was in Psycho and Domestic Disturbance as the crazy stepdad.
Let's see. The next number 3, according to the Watch Along series, TCM 2022, the Netflix one. I thought this would have won. 180 points. I watched this with the 4 Radsmen, and we hated it. We did not enjoy it. We made fun of it a lot. Yeah, it was really boring. I thought we would have liked it a lot more, but we didn't. I remember liking it the first time I watched it when it first came out. I watched it twice, the opening day, and then I watched it the day after. But I did not have a good time with it. I did not like it at all. Leatherface was fine. I liked the ending when he cut the girl's head off. I was laughing very hard. And then also when he was whipping a chainsaw around doing some head swivels, saying like, "Oh, no, you didn't." Yeah, that was good. But other than that, God, the movie was not good. I did not like it.
Leatherface's best scene. I'm going to reenact it real quick.
You know what I mean?
Out in the middle of that cornfield where he just...
That was good, too.
Peekaboo!
Got done taking a poop. And then he
speaking of, like, Ken, your show tomorrow, that could be a high potential nominee right there. It's just him poking his head like that old classic hunting game with the dog. Like,
yeah. There were some cool kills. I'll give it that for sure. But I don't enjoy it at all. But yeah, third place, TCM 2022. Third place, according to the community page, The Beginning came in third place. So much loved by the community for sure of Texas Chainsaw fans. So kind of saw that one coming. I'm sure you guys kind of know what's going to be 1 and 2. It's pretty obvious, but
it's the same as mine. So me and the community are going to agree top 3 at least. So, so my number 2, let's go ahead and get it out of the way. It is the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre from 2003. And Ken absolutely said best, and this is why I really will praise a remake. If you do this particular thing that a remake is supposed to do, you take the blueprint from the original and put your own twist to it. Kind of like Ken said, like put your own skin on it, which again, best analogy, especially in this franchise.
Yeah.
So I like that. I will, if a remake does that, I am really going to invest in your remake and have a lot of fun with it, just to see what kind of twist you put into it and how they did with this. And I'll actually say the remake, what it did better than the original was the house design, the actual house. It felt dark, like just when you first take a look at this house, it just feels dirty and makes yourself feel dirty too. So you already don't want to step foot into this house because bad shit has happened in that house. I definitely like Leatherface again, like him as a person. Shitty person, but him as a Leatherface, really good. But what really holds this back for me from being who my king is not even going to come close to touching number 1. But if I'm going to make a good excuse for it, I really hate the character decision of Jessica Alba and her character. Her character absolutely frustrates the hell out of me with her decisions. I feel like if she could have made some actual logical decisions, a lot of her friends would still, at least will have a better shot at living.
Hell yeah.
But I feel like a lot of her decision making is what really got her friends killed, and I just did not like it. Jessica Alba looked great in doing it, whoever the costume designer is. Bravo. But her particular character, I feel like it could have been written a little bit better. But I still love the remake. I'll pop this on at any time and have a blast with it. Number 2, the remake.
Mm-hmm. All right. My number 2 is 2017 Leatherface.
Oh my God. I was about to say, I forgot you didn't mention that movie.
And here's the thing. Like, people are like, why do you like it? It's not even like a Texas Chainsaw movie. That's why I fucking like it. Like it's not a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and it's got some great kills, like the stump kill, like the motor kill. I just, and this movie is insane. Like your antagonists aren't even Leatherface throughout the movie. It's just crazy fucking kids, like the absolute crazy kids, and the only thing I hate about it is Bud should have been Leatherface.
Yeah.
Like you have to do the most logical thing, and you have to do. You don't have not everything has to have a twist to it.
Yeah.
And to make that twist was just absolutely ridiculous. It didn't fit. It didn't make sense. But the rest of the movie, like I said, it's not a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and I think that's why I like it, because I'm not a huge fan of this franchise. I know a lot of people hate this movie, which is fine. I like being on an island with this one, but it's just there's something about it to me that is so insane and so crazy that, like, even the sheriff, like, he's so nuts. Like, you're just a guy crying over his dead little girl. Boom! And he just shoots that girl. Like, I would have done the same thing. Like, as a dad, like, I would have done the same thing. Like, yeah, now who's crying? You schmuck.
Schmuck.
But yeah, to me, it's just I've always been the first time we saw this film, when me and Ashley left the movie theater, which, by the way, Ashley says, hi, guys. She wishes she was here. She had to work tonight, unfortunately.
Hey, Ashley.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where I really, really, I can't think of a reason that I disliked any part of this movie except for the twist ending. The rest of it is just it is disgusting. Like, when they're in the camper and the guy's all,
oh yeah,
he falls on him. Then they're like making love with him right there, like, then they climb inside the dead cow just to get away from the police. Like, this, it's insane. The movie's insane. And it's seriously more like I don't even know. Like, it's more of a slasher than the original Texas Chainsaw was, because these kids are definitely slashers. Like, they're going around killing people. I've never looked at, and we'll talk about that when we get there, but yeah, number 2 for me is 2017's Leatherface. Again, it's not even a Texas Chainsaw movie. That's why I like it. That's why I like this film.
Hell yeah, dude! That's awesome. Like, hopefully, I could have the courage again just to watch, or the awakened attention span to watch it again after hearing you talk about it. So I definitely want to give it another chance. And real quickly, because someone brought up in the chat, I accidentally said Jessica Alba. I meant Jessica Biel. That's who I meant. I just love Jessica Alba more. I think she's harder than Jessica Biel. So I guess anytime that Jessica comes to my mind from an actress, I'm always going to Jessica Alba. So it's Jessica Biel in the remake. So I appreciate you in the chat for put me in line.
Well, there you go. Hey, Davey Deathray, what's going on, brother? How are you? All right. So, okay, number 2, according to the Interactive Watch Along series, we have the one and only, one of my favorites. We got,
look who's back.
That's right. Do your thing, cuz.
do your thing, cuz. Texas Chainsaw 3D, 185 points, coming in second place. The silver trophy. I'm proud of you, cuz. You did your thing, and I love you.
I was
don't know
having
why,
a good night,
but I do. It's so
Yeah, like, it's just kid's face.
I was having a good night. We were all having fun talking, and then you go and you pull some shit like this.
But you
And totally redeem yourself.
You totally redeem yourself.
Hey.
No, I get it, man. Like,
shit.
I know a lot of people that absolutely love this movie, and I've always looked at it from the point of view of, like, even if something isn't for me, I really hope there's an audience for it. I don't want art to go unloved. That sucks. So I'm really glad that this film has a huge audience. That's awesome to me. It's just not for me.
See, you have Leatherface, and I have Texas Chainsaw 3D. It's dumb, but I love it, and I don't know why, and I just can't get enough of it. It came in second place. Had a lot of kills. You got an ass shot. Leatherface performance was okay. Final Girl was okay. I mean, she was hot, but
Did we get nudity in that film?
No, we should have.
I'll say I don't think we did.
The double-sided tape was good. Did that count? It was really good double-sided tape.
Yeah.
Well, I'll say if you want to get that particular nudity with her, just watch True Detective.
Yep.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, the community, though, I asked them what was the second best movie, and they said TCM 2003. The remake came in second place, and I didn't do my personal ranking in this video, but if I had to give my number two would also be the remake. That would be my number 2 as well if I gave my personal pick. So, but we're at number 1. Holy smokes. Hi.
Hello.
Usually my kid's here, but they're all sleeping for a change, which is unusual. So I'll
We're
take it.
talking about Leatherface.
Ah,
That's scary.
She ain't scared like the last time.
Yeah, she got scared watching Leatherface. Like she was like,
I
"All right,
know.
I'm out."
We watched Jason and she was fine. See?
Yeah.
oh man. So should I even say what my number 1 is, or is everybody are we all pretty much on an equal like equivalent?
What's it gonna be?
I think it came out in 74. Yeah, okay, let's just go ahead. It's the original.
Black
And how
Christmas.
can it not be?
No?
No, not Black. Hey, don't. That's a good movie. Like I love Black Christmas.
I like it better.
But yeah, like I almost like it better too.
Didn't
But
this and Black Christmas come out on the same day?
Did it?
you know what? I think there was a particular movie that was like in that instance, and I think that's the one actually. Because I think they're
If
both
somebody in the chat could Google that, because I can't. I'm doing this on my phone and
Let me
I
see.
can't. But I'm pretty sure that they came out on the same day. That Black Christmas and Texas Chainsaw came out on the
In
same
November.
day.
Yeah, I think it was a November release too, because I know Black Christmas, the Canadian version came out in October, and then the American release was somewhere towards the end of November, around the same time as Texas Chainsaw. So I think you might be right about that. So yeah, now I'm actually curious too. Chat, please let us know. But yes, it is the original for me. Plus, we get the icon that's Leatherface. Definitely the best Leatherface in the entire franchise. Not even close. The characters were all great. And you know what? I'm a Franklin guy. I do like Franklin. I know yeah. Like he annoys a lot of people, but I think he's kind of like there. So when that one particular scene happens, yeah, when that one particular scene happens, you're happy that it happens. And it's hard to find wrong because like I know this movie doesn't have a lot of the kills, but what it does have is just it really messes with you psychologically too. It's more of a psychological slasher film than an actual full-blown slasher film. So I actually appreciate those psychological slasher films a lot more, and I respect them more because it's more challenging to sell it as a slasher movie than your traditional slasher movie. Yeah. But this is what I don't like to talk about this particular subject is that I give this movie like a 4.75 out of 5. And the only reason why it never gets the golden reel for me is because of Sally. I think Sally is one of the absolute worst final girls of all time. All she does is scream. Like just screams, that's it. And so my number 1 is the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Agreed.
I saw. Where'd it go?
What was that?
I saw some love for Franklin in the chat, and I wanted to show them some love for Franklin real quick before you talk about TCM real quick. So here we go. Here's some love.
Come on, Franklin. It's gonna be a fun trip.
There you go, everybody. Love Franklin. He's a good guy.
Yeah. A couple things I just want to add about the original, and I am gonna disagree with you about a couple things, Brett, respectfully.
Of course.
I've never ever thought that Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1974 was a slasher film. To me, it's more of an art film. I think that if it came out today, A24 would have made it. I think it would be an A24 movie if it came out today. The shots are beautiful. The attention to detail using actual roadkill and stuff like that is amazing. And they went to their house. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're killers, but you know, to me, a slasher is someone that goes out after their victims, that searches for their victims. the T-800 from the Terminator, for instance. He goes through the phone book to kill every Sarah Connor. Dude's a slasher. He wears a mask to hide his identity. Terminator is a slasher. Texas Chainsaw is not for me. It's an art film. And the dinner scene alone is just so heavy when you look at the behind the scenes stuff. And,
Yes.
you know, Gunner's, it's so hot in there. The meat is spoiling as they're filming. The smell is disgusting. Sally's still giving the performances. She's doing all the different camera angles on her face and the screaming she does for that just stupid amount of time. Gunner, in between takes, is literally running outside to puke because it's so hot and so gross in there. And they still give that performance that they're giving in there. To me, that is just absolutely phenomenal. And it's funny because, like, you go back and you look at what the thing is with this movie, it seems like it's such a bloody, disgusting, gory, nasty thing, and it's not. Like, it really is not a bloody, gory thing. Like, it really is just like a lot of it's off screen or done in shadow, left to your imagination of what happens to the victims. And my memory played tricks on me because I remember this movie being a way more bloody and gory than it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then I watched it again as an adult, and I was like, this isn't bloody or gory at all.
Psychological.
Right. But I will say it does, because I'm not I have daughters, so I can't talk too much about the attractiveness and sexiness of people anymore, because I feel it's disrespectful to these little ones and their mother. But this does have one of the best butt shots of all time. I will give it that. It does have one of the best butt shots of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, again, I think this film is absolutely phenomenal. I think that Tobe Hooper just absolutely crushed in this movie.
Uh-oh.
What the heck?
I think Button was... There we go.
Oh, yeah.
Ashley hates Franklin. So does Dice. I think Franklin's fine. I think he's a good character in the film. But there's just so much about that first movie that I think is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Mommy likes the movie. She just doesn't like Franklin. So yeah, like that, if I could add anything,
You think Franklin's good?
I think Franklin's funny.
He was a nice turtle.
If I could add anything to it, I would just say, like I said, I think Sally is the scream queen to me. Marilyn Burns, that performance at the table is just insane. Like, there's never been anybody, to me, in my opinion, that's done that type of blood curdling scream work for that long a time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so good. Again, as a final girl, I don't think Sally's the best.
Yeah.
But I think that she is, in my opinion, she is the scream queen.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that. It's just like she didn't really fight it at all. She really pretty much did nothing but scream. And to me, like, from a final girl level, I can't respect that. But like you said, as a scream queen, her voice absolutely like golden reel perfect.
Mm-hmm. Franklinism. That was great.
Alrighty. Up. $2 super chat from Courtney. Thanks, buddy. Says TCM 2003 is number one for me. I respect that for sure. That's a lot of people's number one.
Nice.
Let me see. Okay,
What was number one?
Shut up,
Matt.
Number one, according to the Interactive Watch Along series, was Leatherface. What? My mic's broken, I think. Leatherface. What? The fuck? Hello? Leatherface, 190 points. Because 80,000 people get killed in that movie. There's like a kill every 5 seconds. Literally.
Look at that.
It shouldn't even count. That's how many people get killed. Yes, Leatherface. 27.
Matt, you made the rules, man, so you gotta follow your rules.
It's stupid. These rules are stupid.
Well, do better with your rules, but
it sucks. Just like Friday the 13th, which won. No, never mind. The winner of that was good. Winner
No,
of this,
I said, don't you badmouth Friday the 13th while I'm on this stream.
the remake won that one, so that's good. But this is not good.
Agree
Yeah.
to disagree.
It was fine. There's a lot of kills. They were pretty cool. What the fuck did I just do? Get off my screen. What am I doing? Move.
Somebody's
can't see
been,
the sound
somebody's
thing.
been
Only I
looking
can
at
Yeah,
going
it
to
wasn't
Google
good.
Images.
I didn't like it.
Google Images, Alexandria Daddario,
I didn't like it.
Detective. Matt, quit looking at those pictures.
I won't watch it again. So thanks, Ken, for the second time. Won't watch it again. So that was it. Number one, according to the YouTube community, actually got a decent amount of votes. Shockingly, I never get that many votes in a poll, so I really appreciate that. It was where the fuck is it? The results for that one was let me see. I had 227 votes and 62% for the original Texas Chainsaw. So overwhelming. I kind of figured. So 31% for the remake and then 7% for other, which the other were the beginning. Somebody actually said Texas Chainsaw Part 3, which okay.
Could have been Ken.
I respect.
No, like Ken Forsythe.
Ken Faree said it, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the winner, Leatherface 2017. Heartbreaking news. I'm not even going to make a post to announce it because I just don't want to. I'm not going to do that to myself. Last year I was happy. This year I'm sad. So fuck that. And fuck Texas Chainsaw Massacre and what it's done to me.
At least we're done with the franchise now, Matt.
What's up? What the fuck? Go away. Not you, Mel. The screen.
Yeah, I was about to say, damn, what'd she do?
No, not Mel. Not Mel. The screen keeps popping over, and I don't know where it's coming from. It's only the second time I use this laptop, so I'm not used to it.
The laptop.
Okay. Everybody gave their list. I will just give you my list real quick because I didn't actually give mine. 9th, Leatherface, the stupid one. Okay, not your stupid one, Ken. The other stupid one from what 90? Is that when that one was from?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say
1990.
Yeah, that one followed by your Leatherface after at number 8. Number 7, Next Generation. Number 6, 2022. Number 5, TCM Part 2. Number 4, The Beginning. Number 3, 74. Number 2, this is just what I like, okay? It doesn't mean it's better. Number 2, the remake. Number 1, Texas Chainsaw 3D.
Holy fucking hell.
I'm sorry.
Again, I'm not surprised anymore.
I'm sorry.
Because Matt loves blood and guts. You get blood and guts, it's going to be classics.
But there's not much blood and guts in Texas Chainsaw 3D. I don't know what it is about it. It's stupid, but it's fun, and I like it. So, sue me.
Oh, I will.
It doesn't make any sense at all.
Okay.
You have
But I
three
have
lawyers
time
show
with
up at your door tomorrow with suitcases.
It makes
No,
me
I-
smile.
I'm sending my boy Stephen P. New to come at your door, man.
That movie makes me smile so much, and if it's on, I'm never going to shut it off. I'll tell you that right now.
Right.
You know what? Actually, I changed my mind, man. I'm going to raise you one. I'm going to get the attorney that is Tom Cruise in A Few Good Men because he'll demand the truth.
You can't handle the truth, okay?
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to be able to handle that lawsuit. I'll tell you that for sure. But
No, Paul draws my number 1 is not Leatherface. That was the number 1 for the Watch Along series, which I guess
the rules.
Is that worse? I'm assuming that's worse than having 3D.
The Watch Along series has better taste than Matt.
Fuck you. I mean, screw you. Sorry, young daughter.
Yeah, I was about to say
Sorry.
language.
Sorry. I'm used to my kid being here, and he's just like doesn't listen to me. So,
Used to it.
sorry.
Trust me.
I apologize.
Hey, what do they say to Sammy and Abigail? When Sammy comes back with the onions, what did he say? Tell him. What did they say?
Oh my god.
I took her and her older sister, my other daughter. We went to see Abigail together, and that part happened, and her and her sister just could not stop laughing about that part.
Oh,
So-
that's so cute.
Abigail is fire.
That's my favorite of the year so far, honestly.
Mine too.
It's definitely one of my favorites.
I loved Abigail. I wish it would have made more money. I really do.
It should have. It really should have, and it's a bummer because 2 of my 3 favorite movies this year are definitely Universal Monster influenced with that and Lisa Frankenstein, and neither one of them made any money. And it's such a bummer because they're both fantastic movies that are going to eventually get this huge cult following. And everybody's like, well, why didn't it make any money? Because nobody wants to go to the cinema anymore, and it sucks. Everybody wants to wait for stuff to come out on streaming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you used the best word with Lisa Frankenstein. I do predict myself that it is going to be the next cult classic. Like, that gets the massive cult following in the future. It absolutely will.
Yeah. Oh, loved it. My top 3
I
so
did
far
too.
of the year are Lisa Frankenstein, Abigail, and Late Night with the Devil. I love all 3 of those movies.
I got Abigail as my number 1. I'm doing my 2024 real quick. Abigail number 1, Boy Kills World number 2, Low Lives number 3. Ken, have you seen Low Lives?
I have not.
That's
Dude.
my number 2.
All right, here we go. Because Jason Smith from Censor Cinema Reviews suggested this movie to me and Brad. It's on Tubi. It's on Tubi for free right now, so no excuses. Download the Tubi app. Watch Low Lives. I'm not going to tell you a single thing. Go as blind as you can. You'll thank us. Well, you're going to thank Jason for suggested.
Is it a horror flick?
It is a horror flick, and it'll definitely be considered one of the best horror flicks of 2024.
Okay, I'll check it out this weekend.
Yeah, absolutely, highly suggested.
Okay,
that's my number 2 so far.
Nice.
Good. I didn't see Lisa Frankenstein. I know everybody keeps saying it's good, but I don't.
It's on Peacock, Mac. You got no excuse.
I don't think I like it. No,
I dig it, man. I thought it was really good. The comedy landed. The horror was good. The practical effects were fantastic. Mm-hmm. I had such a good time with it, man. Like, I really did.
Mel likes it. Low Lives, hell yeah.
Plus, the costume design, I think, was criminally underappreciated in Lisa Frankenstein. I thought just the set design and the costume design, all of it was like, it felt Tim Burton-ness, but it didn't have Tim Burton a part of it. So, you know, something special is going to happen in the future.
You want to see?
For Zelda.
And I think I might be the only person that did not like Late Night with the Devil. So, that's just me.
Well, I can understand that.
So, I loved it.
I tried.
It's my number 3 horror movie of the year.
I was not into it at all. I was like, I don't get it.
See, that's how I was with The First Omen.
I was there with you on that one too.
First Omen, it was my number 4 horror movie right now.
Couldn't get into it, man. I thought I finally was able to see Immaculate, and I thought that was fine. I think the ending of Immaculate's been the biggest oh shit moment of the year for me.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like, I think that I'd have to look. My least favorite of the year was Tarot. I gave that like a 1 out of 5. I think. Listen, I took my daughter, not her. She's a little too young for Tarot.
Yeah.
But I took my older daughter to see it, and she gave it a 4 out of 5. Daddy, and the way that I worded it was, hold on, gorgeous. You're a little too scary for you, baby.
Dad, I said I wanted to go.
Okay, I'll take you next time. If you, I feel like Tarot, and this is not an insult towards anybody. I feel like if this was like one of your first horror movies, you would love this movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the tropes are just so predictable. The characters are terrible. You'd never see the villains really, but for like a couple seconds, all the kills are off screen. A lot of decisions that don't make any sense in terms of the movie. But if you want to watch a movie where it's like, I'm going to look this way and there's nothing. I'm going to look this way and there's nothing. And when I look back, there's something, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, you'll love this movie. And like I said, my daughter, she loved it. She was like, this was great.
And I know why. Because how old is she? You said, I think you said 13, 12. Okay, I know why. Because first off, it's a PG-13 horror movie, and the base of the movie is based off her audience.
Right.
And I think that's why absolutely
she
loved. Exactly. So
yes,
and I understand it wasn't meant for us. Absolutely not. So we're gonna
Not
have
at
a
all.
different interpretation. But I kind of put my hat on for like her generation of what they liked, and I kind of liked it for that reason too. And I thought it was an original movie that tried, but execution was awful. But if you tell me that if Night Swim and Imaginary are better than Tarot, I can't get on that train. Like Blumhouse is just literally destroying me right now with its bad movie releases.
I think Night Swim could have been an amazing movie.
It could have been with a lot better attention to it.
And I'm going to go out the hottest of hot takes. I liked Imaginary. I thought that
I didn't see that.
I thought that it actually had some heart to it. I thought the family stuff in that movie was good, especially like with the dad that was in the hospital and the daughter. Like I thought, when you got the reveal of all that. Again, it's PG-13, so you got to have your expectations where they should be. But not all PG-13 horror is bad. Hold on, beautiful. I think that like The Ring, I think is one of the scariest movies of all time. It's PG-13.
Yes.
I think that Insidious is PG-13. And I think Insidious is amazing.
Pretty good.
So like PG-13 is not inherently bad, but when you do a PG-13 that's intentionally dumbed down to be PG-13, that's when it gets bad.
Yeah.
Night Swim started off as a short, and I could see Night Swim being an awesome short film. As a huge baseball fan, there was a lot of Night Swim where I was like, yeah, baseball shit, cool. But yeah, Imaginary I liked. I thought that the villain could have been better. I thought the twist coming in the middle of the movie was a pretty cool thing. But I'm not saying it's a masterpiece by any stretch, but it was watchable. I have no desire to watch it again, but I don't get like the intense hatred it got. I think because it was the thing with Blumhouse is they're the best at marketing movies. So it was marketed huge, and it had a huge opening weekend, and people were pissed because it wasn't what we wanted it to be. But when I go in and watch a movie like this, it's Blumhouse, so you really have to hinder your expectations. And I had fun with the movie, and like I said, the dad stuff really got to me, so I really did like that.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah, it wasn't Halloween Ends. What the fuck? You know what I mean? My baby just rewatched it. Love it even more than I did before. Woo!
I've always said Halloween Ends is a very, very good movie. It's a very, very shitty end to that trilogy. I think that as a movie, it's great. I think it's fine. I think it took some chances. It did what it was supposed to do. The marketing ruined it. The marketing was, come watch the finale of 40 years in the making that happens in the last 3 minutes of the film.
It was 7, but
whatever. Now you sound like me in bed. Hold on.
I timed it when I watched it yesterday. It was like 7.
But it's just I think that as an end to the DGG trilogy, it was just a really, really bad ending to that trilogy. But as a movie, it's awesome. Just like Halloween 3 is a really shitty follow-up to Halloween 2, but it's a really good movie. So
it's okay, Jared.
But it's not only it was a bad ending for the trilogy, it was a bad ending for the Halloween franchise with the most recognizable feud in horror movie history between Laurie and Michael for 45 years, and we ended like that. To me, that's just a slap. That's almost a more big a slap in the face than when Leatherface turned his back on Sally.
I get people say like, what the hell to me all the time. I think it has, including the original Halloween, I think that Halloween Ends has the best opening to any Halloween film.
I will agree with that, because anything Corey Cunningham was an A+ for me, because he was the most intriguing character in the Halloween franchise in like ever.
When you have that opening of, the babysitter killing the kid, like I thought that was a perfect twist.
Oh yeah.
And I was just like, yeah, fuck that kid. You know, like,
He's a dick.
but
That kid was an asshole.
yeah, he's a dick anyway. But I think that Halloween Ends, like I said, I've always said it's a very, very good movie. It's just a very, very bad end to that trilogy for me. Like, it just comes so far out of left field when you're trying to interpret what's happening with the rest of this movie or the rest of the trilogy. And then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, we're going to make the main character someone you've never seen. And him and Michael are going to imprint on each other like it's Twilight. And like, it was weird to me. It was weird decision making. But again, I really liked the movie a lot. And seeing Darcy in it was dope. I was like, that's cool.
Shit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Fuck you.
Uh-oh. I was saying, as I said, speaking of which, you say imprint, and here comes the dog.
Yep.
Haters. Speaking of Halloween, I think we're watching Halloween Kills next week, aren't we, Brett?
Well, we're watching Halloween Kills, which that movie's starting to grow on me.
Me too.
I said
We'll watch
that when Halloween Kills is like The Empire Strikes Back. A lot of people hated it when they first saw it, but then once they got Jedi, they were like, okay, now I see what's going on with this.
Yeah.
And it really flipped their perspective on what Halloween Kills was.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a great standalone. Like, if you just treat it by itself, it's a fantastic slasher movie. But if it's like the sequel within a trilogy, is one of the worst sequels in a trilogy.
See, I think that there's a lot of problems with that movie, but overall, it's fine. Like, dude,
it's fun. Way. Like, the kills were great.
Oh yeah, top notch. But there's no way anybody is ever going to convince me in this world or any other ever that a whole town is going to confuse that little dude for Michael Myers.
That looks like the penguin.
I was like, come on, man. The guy's mentally, like that scene was super uncomfortable for me. It's just like, that's like someone confusing me for, I don't know, like Jackie Chan.
I wouldn't put it past you.
Like, it didn't make sense to me.
Come on, Jared. I love Corey Cunningham.
No, Corey was absolutely fantastic. And the opportunity they had between like putting Ronan Campbell and Adachek to carry on the Halloween franchise for years to come was such a missed opportunity. It was a simple thing. End the big feud and start a new one. That's all they had to do, and they failed.
Just wait until you find out that Allison's pregnant with his imprinted kid.
Well, see, that's what would have been great with Corey coming back. But
they messed up. They should have looked up. They could have fucking broke his neck, looked over on the floor, and he ain't fucking there. And then
that would have been
that
would have been fantastic.
People still would have bitched, but
Allison's pregnant with his kid. He imprinted on her. And the kid's gonna come out with a Shatner mask on.
Damien. Just look at people fucking weird. Fuck it. We went off on a tangent. But that was Texas Chainsaw, ladies and gentlemen, that we weren't talking about for the past 15 minutes. It's over. It's over. 2 franchises in the books. And now for the summer, I'm not doing a franchise. I'm doing 6 individual movies. It's called Summer Camp Slasher Watch Along series. They're not even all summer camp movies. I don't know why I called it that, but that's what it is. Ken will be back for one of them. He will be here for Tourist Trap, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he will be here, and he will not be alone for that episode because I got somebody else coming on for that episode too, who also loves that movie. He will be here with Christian from Planet CHH to watch that movie as well.
God, I love Christian. Awesome.
He loves that movie too. Also got, besides Tourist Trap, we got Sleepaway Camp. We got The Burning. We got The Prowler. We got I Know What You Did Last Summer. And we also got X, which stupid me hated the first time I watched it. What an idiot, because that movie's awesome. So we got 6 movies. I got to come up with the categories. I'm not sure what they're going to be. Obviously, kills is going to be one of them. I can't do signature kills because these people don't really have signature weapons.
Right.
So I got to think of some other stuff to do. And there's not nudity in most of these movies, so I can't really do that either. But we'll figure it out. It's going to be fun. I'm going to have guests along the way. Brett, you probably will be here for one of them. So, I mean, pick whichever.
You let me know which one.
Pick which one of the other ones you want to do, and we can bring you on. Wait, any other one besides Sleepaway Camp? That's the only other one that you can't do.
I already know your special guest on that one. That one can't be touched. So
that one can't be touched. So any other one besides Sleepaway Camp and Tourist Trap? Any other one besides those two, you can come on for. So
I would say The Prowler, but you picked that movie for me to watch, which next week that's when I start my 14 days of new horror movie watches, year 4. And that is I'll go ahead and spoil it. That is Matt's pick. He told me to watch The Prowler, so I'm looking forward to that. And Ken down here, Ken, I will not release your movie yet, but you are one of the 14th that has picked a movie for me. So Ken's got me a good one to watch that I've been curious about. So I cannot wait to watch it.
So
anybody that knows me probably knows what it is. It's the movie I recommend for everybody.
It's a hint. It's on Shudder.
Yep. Everybody will know.
So that leaves you with I Know What You Did Last Summer, The Burning, or X.
I'll Know What You Did Last Summer, just because I think that could be a fun one.
All right. So I Know What You Did Last Summer is it.
Mainly, I could just make fun of it and go, I know what you did last Halloween. No, I'm talking about the bitch you killed. Or no, bitch, I'm talking about the guy you killed.
No,
scary movie shit, huh?
I Know What You Did Last Summer part and Scary Movie will always be like the two bits from I Know What You Did Last Summer are always my favorite ones in Scary Movie. The one where she's like, "Oh my god, we hit a boot," and he's like, "Where's the foot?" Like,
my all-time favorite horror comedy scene of all time.
That one of the part where the guy's up on the roof and they're trying to talk him down, and then
what are you
Cindy's
waiting
like,
for?
And he's like,
what am I waiting for?
Fuck you!
Fuck you!
Or the great one goes like,
funny, man.
"Like you won? I won? Yeah, you won. Oh my gosh! Wait, what about Crank? Oh fuck Crank! I won."
Yeah, so good, man. So good.
Oh my god, I love that series so much. But
I can't wait for the 6th one. Hopefully, they go back to the way it used to be. Raunchy, rated R shit.
It just needs to be had the brother, like the Wayne brothers in it.
Hey, Melissa Barrera, she's in talks on it,
dude. You know they're already going to have her doing like a dig at the Scream franchise, and everybody's in for it.
And being like, "Wasn't I fired from this? Why am I here?" I could totally see her doing something. Like
it's going to be fantastic too. Mm-hmm.
I'll take it. I love Melissa Barrera. So,
and you know what? You know what the golden cherry on top is? They fired her, and she came out with what we call her most absolute banger in Abigail. I think that was the best Melissa Barrera has ever done. I think that's going to be. I don't think nothing else. I think she already reached her peak in that movie. I thought she was absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
it was good. I loved Abigail very much. But yeah,
I love Gory Tiger real quick. Like, reporting from Planet 15. What folks are dead? We gotta get the fuck out of here. Look out of here.
Hell of a good movie.
Oh,
yeah, that wraps up Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Appreciate everybody, all the guests, the Rad Pack, Justin, Garrett, Cody from Dude Who Loves Movies, Ken from Sledgehammer Horror, Brett from Good Real Hunting, Cody Leach, Lee from Drum Dums, Jason from Backtrack Cinema, Cody Snyder. I'm trying to think. Did I miss anyone?
Mel.
She did not come on because she canceled. But Mel, even though she didn't come on because she helped me get the 4 Radsmen to come on for the last one.
So give her some credit.
Yeah,
I think that's it. I don't think I missed anybody else.
Nick
from Lost River Drive-In and Christian from Planet CHH. Thank you all for being guests. Really, really appreciate everybody that came on and hung out. They will be back on definitely for the summer series. And then when, after summer in the fall, start a new series. Could be Halloween. I don't know if I want to do Halloween yet. Probably not. We'll see. Maybe I'll put a poll out and see what people say. They're probably going to say Halloween, so it probably might be. We'll see. What?
No, I'm just spoiler. It'll be Halloween.
It's probably going to be Halloween. But
do Child's Play. Say fuck them. Do Child's Play. It's better.
I don't want to do Child's Play.
No one's done Child's Play in a while, so that could be it.
I don't want to do Child's Play. Maybe Scream.
Well,
maybe
go
Scream.
ahead into Scream because you hurt my feelings.
Maybe Scream because we'll be getting Scream 7. So maybe Scream. Might be Scream. For like the 56th time on the channel, but fuck it. Scream is good. So
right.
I don't care.
You never go wrong.
Can't go wrong with Scream. But thank you everybody for watching tonight. If you're watching after the fact, let me know your ranking down below. Greatly appreciate it. Thanks, Ken, for hanging out tonight. Always a pleasure, my friend. Brett,
Thank you.
always a pleasure. I will see you next week on Watch Until You Drop as we watch Halloween Kills. So if you're a Halloween fan, tune in next week. Thank you again, everybody, for hanging out, and I will see you in the next one. You know what? Let's fuck it. We'll roll out with Halloween Kills. Bye.